Or you could stay here and play Scorpion Swamp with me. Which I've never played. So I have no idea if it's better than the last one. Where is... Am I going to go through all the instructions, or am I going to cheat my way through? I'm going to cheat. How to fight the creatures of Scorpion Swamp. Yeah, we'll just assume that we win every single encounter. You will play a fighter in Scorpion Swamp, however you will almost certainly find yourself given the power to cast magical spells before the adventure is over. If you deal with a wizard, he may give you spell gems. Each gem gives its owner the power to cast one spell one time, then the gem vanishes. Or the gym, according to the web captioner. Magic spells are divided into 3 types: good, evil and neutral. Anyone may use neutral spells, however good wizards may not cast evil spells and vice versa. You may use any spell that you can get, but you will not be able to get good spells from an evil wizard or evil spells from a good wizard. I don't know how much attention I'm going to pay to all of this. Mapping. If I have to draw a map for this, if I have to draw a map, I am gonna lose my cool. There are 3 possible quests in Scorpion Swamp. For each of the quests, there is one true path that is the best to follow. Make notes and keep your map faithfully. It may save your life. I'm not doing a map. I refuse. I won't. I've got 10 fingers that I can ram in the pages so that I can go back and forth if I need to. The one true way on each quest involves a minimum of risk, and any player, no matter how weak on initial dice rolls, should be able to get through fairly easily once the best path has been discovered. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. The books contain adventure sheets. I have one printed out so that I don't write in my precious book. Right, story time, as I was saying, background. Hardy adventurer that you are, you have never been known to quail at a little danger. But you're no fool. You've always been far too wise to venture into Scorpion Swamp. All your life you've heard tales of that awful marsh and its disgusting denizens. But the real danger of the swamp, so the tales go, is not the creatures that inhabit it, nor even the magicians and wicked men who haunt its paths. No, the reason that so few return from Scorpion Swamp is very simple. The swamp is crisscrossed by numerous trails that twist and turn in all directions. No one has ever mapped them and lived to tell the tale. An evil fog hides the skies so no one can set a course by the stars. Once you're well into the swamp, even compasses are unreliable. They may point north, west, or south by southeast, leading you around in circles until you drop from exhaustion. So you've stayed well away from the swamplands, but although you don't know it yet, something is about to happen to change your fortunes. Mapping. As you walk along the King's Highway, you come upon an old woman crumpled in the dust. You carry her into the shade and give her a drink from your water skin. She soon revives, but you walk with her to the next town just to make sure that she will be all right. You take your leave of her in the town marketplace. "Bless you for your kindness," she says, when you part. "Wear this with my good wishes, and may you never lose your way." With that, she gives you a plain-looking brass ring. When you slip it on your finger, smiling your thanks, it feels loose. An hour later, as you walk down the highway again, you realize that it has altered its shape to fit you perfectly. You have a magic ring. As you travel, you learn more about the brass ring's powers. The old woman must have been a powerful witch, and she meant her blessing seriously. While you are wearing the brass ring, you will always know which way is north. Even in the deepest forest or in the twistiest town street, you will never be lost. Furthermore, the brass ring grows warm on your finger in the presence of evil. even when you are greeted in friendly fashion. You spend a week with the forest bandits, rough men but honest in their way, and the ring is cool. But in the caverns it warns you of evil magic and of foul undead. And in the towns you find that no clever thief or lying merchant can fool you. The old woman's gift is valuable indeed to an adventurer like you. Now you feel as though you ought to put the brass ring to some use worthy of its magic. Exploring Scorpion Swamp with its unmapped maze of trails might be the perfect task, and it might be profitable too. So, with your mind set on glory and treasure, you set off towards the bogs and fens of Scorpion Swamp. I mean, I wouldn't go there. This is the cover. We've got a picture on the first page. The art in these books is always worth a look. Here we go. Jimmy in the corner there. Let's get comfy. Let's get comfy. The path that you must travel is a long one. The tourism department needs to have a word. They do. They need to do something about the post boy for the swamp. Maybe get something like a nice cat. Smiley swamp. Friendly swamp. Not, you know, no scorpion swamp. Scorpion-free swamp. The path that you must travel is a long one, for Scorpion Swamp lies to the far west of the kingdom. As you travel, you have many experiences that a less seasoned traveller would call adventures. To you, fighting orcs and goblins, defying evil wizards and slaying giant wolves are all in a day's work. As you travel farther west, the mountains around you turn to hills, the hills to plains, and the plains to damp lowlands. You know that Scorpion Swamp cannot be far away. When you enter the little town of Fenmarge, no one finds you remarkable. Many travellers pass through here. Your sturdy helmet and sharp sword indicate you are a fighter not to be trifled with, but this is not uncommon. But when, sitting in the local tavern, you announce your plan to explore the swamp, the listeners are dumbfounded. They cluster around you, pushing back the battered benches to make room. The swamp, they tell you, holds the bones of many such as you. Not only is it trackless and infested with vermin, monsters and starving bandits, but a group of wizards calling themselves the Masters have recently claimed Scorpion Swamp for their own. One of them, a big burly man escorted by 2 great grey wolves, visited this very tavern last week. He didn't say much, they will tell you, but he didn't seem the sort to welcome trespassers on his property. As the conversation continues, you realise that the villagers are sure you will die in the swamp. "We can't let you go," they say. One even makes so bold as to put his calloused hand on your shoulder to restrain you as you start to walk out the door. Now, choice time. Will you challenge them for their impertinence, or politely explain that you are determined? Let's do a poll. Start poll. Is it coming up? There you go. You type 1 in chat to challenge them for their impertinence, or type 2 in chat to politely explain that you are determined. You picture in the adventure book. This is the bunch of people that we are either going to challenge for their impertinence or politely explain that we're determined. I don't know about this fella here. No, oh, 50-50. 50-50. I should have brought dice. You'd think I would bring a dice for this. Tiebreaker. Alright. I have no way of showing. I'm gonna just shake it in my hand so I can put it on the camera. Odds for challenge, evens for politely explain. Odds 3. We will challenge. I will challenge them for their impertinence. Turn to 48. You clap your hand to your sword and issue a ringing challenge. They are not frightened or even especially impressed. They merely laugh at you. We are not fighting folk, only simple villagers, they say, but one such as you with your ready sword indeed belongs in the great swamp, among the other seekers of trouble. We shall detain you no longer. You feel somewhat embarrassed, lose one luck point for behaving aggressively towards these peaceful folk. I'm not keeping track of the luck, but let's just say that, we probably shouldn't have done that. I feel I've been told off on my first choice in this book. Congratulations on winning the poll, Ichian. Right. Now we've annoyed them all, and they don't care if we live or die anymore. 95. The villagers shake their heads as you turn towards the door, but make no further attempts to dissuade you. But before you reach the door, a villager blocks your path. He is a short, middle-aged fellow with a black beard cut square across the bottom. At first you take him for a farmer, but he seems more interested in you than any farmer should be. He takes your arm and leads you to a table in the corner of the tavern. The others have gone back to their chatting, and you find yourself willing to hear what this quiet man will say to you. He introduces himself as Gronar. If you really intend to brave the terrors of the swamp, he says, you ought to have some purpose rather than random mapping and beast slaying. He wants to give me a purpose rather than random mapping and beast slaying. Bad sign, bad man, bad touch. We have consensus in the chat, so I don't have to roll the dice. If you agree with him, turn to do... Rolling the dice isn't a pain in the arse for me or anything like that, so don't go agreeing just because you feel you should. We are agreeing with him. Turn to 240. Let's see what Gronar has to say. I would agree with him. Agree to disagree. A gentleman's disagreement. I don't know what I'm saying. You agree with Gronar. Your journey would be much more interesting if you had a mission to accomplish as well. He nods. There are 3 men in this village now who cannot go into the swamp themselves, but each one has need of a strong fighter willing to venture there. The first of the 3 is an old wizard devoted to the cause of good. He stops to quaff a long draught from his mug. We can hear him out or interrupt him to say that we will serve only good. No, we're going to hear him out. I want to hear these options. I want to hear all of these options before there's no reason I would only be good. I reserve the right to overrule all decisions in this book. This was worth it because I've just seen the name of somebody he's going to tell me about. Gronar orders another pitcher of ale and settles back in his chair. Celator is the good wizard, he says. Grimslade appears to serve the forces of evil, though a simple man like myself cannot be sure about such things. And Poomchucker is a very strange fellow indeed. No one knows much about him, but he is powerful. Each of them has made it known that he seeks a champion to enter the swamp. More than that you will not learn without visiting them. So, we've got good wizard Celator, sinister Grimslade. I've typed it wrong, pretend I typed it right. And the mysterious Poomchucker. I can't type, I'm rushing. Who will we choose to get a mission from? The good wizard Celator, the sinister Grimslade, or the mysterious Poomchucker? It's gotta be Poomchucker. It's gotta be Poomchucker. Yes, it has to be Poomchucker. Turn to 27. Poomchucker. 27. 27. Gronar tells you to seek out Poomchucker. What is the test subtitles saying for that? Pumchucker. Fair enough. Poomchucker. Right. Gronar tells you to seek out Poomchucker in the village market. As soon as you enter the tangle of streets and shops, you were lost. You asked for directions several times. Eventually, a group of laughing young boys escorts you to a large house on the edge of the market. You knock on the door, and it is answered by a goblin. Not a goblin warrior, like those whom you have fought, but a goblin serving girl. She escorts you to a library where Poomchucker sits. He is one of the oddest men you have ever seen. Very tall and immensely fat, with an elaborately braided beard and bright red skin. You tell him your story and ask if he is looking for someone like you. Yes, I am, he rumbles, but what makes you think you can live in Scorpion Swamp when so many others have died there? What makes me think I can do this when everyone else has died? Want to picture Poomchucker? Here he is, the mysterious man himself. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. See if the camera focuses. Yeah. Tell him about the ring. Or simply smile and say we are a skilled fighter. I have never seen the likes of Poomchucker. It's a magical ring. It's made of brass. It could be the One Ring. There has been no evidence to say that it isn't. So do we tell young Poomchucker that we have a magical ring that tells us when stuff is evil? It could be, it could be. Consensus again, very good. Finish poll. Of course we're going to tell him about the ring, of course. How could we not? How could we not? He is fascinated by your story. Rising heavily to his feet, he walks to a small table on which a globe is standing. He spins the globe and it opens, revealing a pile of gold coins. Poomchucker smiles as your eyes bulge. Will you sell it to me? He asks. I will give you 100 pieces of fine gold. If you accept his offer, turn to 49. Are we going to sell the ring? A refusal. I think I would agree. I think I would agree. Turn him down, turn to 173. Let's go. He gives a deep rumbling laugh, and you are certain that you see the bookshelves quiver. He is not at all offended by your reticence. In fact, he is now convinced that you are the fighter he needs. I will tell you my secret, he explains. I am not a wizard at all. Merely a merchant from another land. I have bought many powerful spells and artifacts. Thus, people believe that I am a mighty magician, and I let them think so because they treat me with more respect. You ask what Poomchucker wants in Scorpion Swamp. Information, he replies. If I had a map of the path through the swamp, I could send caravans through and save weeks and weeks of time in my trading. If you can bring me a map showing a clear path to the town of Willowbend on the north side of Scorpion Swamp, I will pay you half the money that I saved during the first year. You realize that this could amount to hundreds of gold pieces, but you are still wisely cautious. If you are not a wizard, what magic can you give me to help me survive the swamp, you ask? He laughs deeply. I told you that I buy many magic spells. Each of these gems here will let you cast one spell. He spills a box of glittering gems onto the table. You may pick any 5 to take. I do not think you should need that many, but I am generous. I can pick 5 spells, but I must only choose from the neutral list because that is the only sort of spell that Poomchucker has been able to buy. Alright, I'm going to pick some spells. Maps are. I'm not drawing a map. We'll we'll fudge it. We'll do it live. List of spells. Neutral spells. Okay, I'm writing them down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 spells to buy here. And the skill, stamina, luck spells. Restore lost stamina. Restore lost points of the things, but we're not keeping track of those. Fire, ice, and illusion. We have those. So if anyone asks, we've got fire, ice, and illusion. It doesn't say you have to have 5 different ones. So maybe I could take 5 fires. If anyone asks, on the way through, we have fire, ice, and illusion. Fire will set one medium-sized object on fire. Ice freezes water into ice. An illusion lets you create one small, short-lived illusion. If you act in a way contrary to the illusion will cease to fool anyone else and will be dispelled. Okay, they're pretty cool. So he's given us spells. We have a pocket full of spells from Poomchucker. And we're going to start our journey. Supposed to be making a map to Willowbend. Okay. Okay. 5 gems of infinite gem, yeah. Number 9. You are on the southern edge of Scorpion Swamp. Thanks to the brass ring, you will always know which way is north, but you must still make a map. I don't want to. The Infinity Stones, I don't know if they seem to cause a bit of trouble. I might need more paper if I've got to make a map. You decide to map each path you follow. Have you considered not mapping? We picked the guy who wants a map. I'm opening the book and going, I don't want to draw a map. The book keeps going, you should make a map. And then I go and visit a guy for a mission. He goes, what I want is a map. Maps. Maps. I picked the map book. And it was mapping that got me mad in the last book. Infinite power for infinite responsibility. You keep the map. Theoban's doing the map. I will attempt a map on this piece of paper that you can't see, so you'll just have to imagine it. I've drawn a compass on it. See? There we go, it's a good map. Theoban, you gotta make it now. You decide to map each path you follow and each clearing you enter so that you will know which way to go if you return to a clearing. For hints on mapping, see page 21. I'll look at the hint. I hate the hints on mapping. I hate them. We're probably not gonna do very well at this. You quickly find a path leading north into the swamp. Right, I'll start there. Into the swamp. There we go. A huge sign, crudely painted on a boulder, reads, Stop! Scorpion Swamp! Turn back! The skull and crossbones complete the grisly picture. Bravely, you stride past the warning and enter the swamp. You can see that it would be foolish to step off the path into the muck, so you follow the trail where it leads. Turn to 195. Tear down the sign. I immediately use my 1 fire spell to burn the sign. If we get lost, we get lost. Yeah, we just go like this then. Ooh. There was something good on that page. I saw a drawing. Oh, yeah. I landed on that page, which is the cover of the book still, so, you know. There is a scorpion in the swamp. Can confirm. 195. We're going in. We're going in the swamp. If I can find the number. You are in clearing 1. Actually, this is no more than a wide spot where 3 trails meet. The ground is very shaky and wet, and huge insects flit over the pools of water that dot the ground. If you want to step carefully across to another trail, or just jump over the soft part. Right, we're in a clearing. The ground's all squishy and wet and there's loads of bugs. We can step across to another trail. Jump over the soft part. You miss playing D&D and reading adventure books. Well, we've all got a lot of time on our hands now of staying indoors. Well, maybe you haven't. But, pick it back up. Right, what have we done? Carefully stepping. We're being cautious. Carefully stepping across to another trail. You still work full time? Yeah. I was going, oh, you've all got a lot of time off, but then I saw engineer is in your title, so you would still be going. But yeah. Test your luck. If you are lucky, you pick your way through to the exit you choose. If you are unlucky, you make it. No, we're very lucky. We will now leave the clearing. We can go... east, west or south? East, west or south? It's been a lot of adventure for one clearing that just had some bugs in. We're going to be lucky forever. We are so lucky. We are the luckiest adventurers. I thought we came from the south, so... if I peek at south and see if it takes us back outside... We did come from the south. So bear in mind that south is back out. You go home and put this adventuring nonsense behind you. Oh, it would be good though, wouldn't it? That would be good. What did I write in the chat? East, west and south. East? East, we voted east. Just looked in and went, oh, there's bugs. Hell no. Ugh. This ground is wet. There's dirt and things here. Why did I come here? There's no shops. Right, so I'm going to finish the poll. East. I'm going to have to... East. 105. Let's go. 105. What did you vote? 3. South. Jen wants to leave. Outvoted. East. East. Ahead of you is a clearing. Unlike the last one you found, the ground seems to be solid. This is clearing 12. Now it's got an option for if you've been here before, which we haven't. So we're probably going to end up back here at some point. You see several large flat stones, a huge hollow tree, and 2 other paths leading out. At my books. Excuse fingers. There we go. Will we... Hollow tree, we're excited for the hollow tree! Sit down. Right, options are sit down and rest on a stone. Investigate the hollow tree or leave the clearing immediately. There we go, 40 seconds is long enough. Hollow tree. Turn to 55. If I die in this hollow tree, I blame all of you. Except for Rain, who did not vote for the hollow tree. Warily you step over to the tree. Before you reach it, a rank odour warns you that it is the den of some large animal. You step backwards as an enormous bear pokes his shaggy head out of the hollow tree. We can run away or fight bear. Now it's a bear, it's in a tree. We've disturbed it. It could be Winnie the Pooh. He might just have a lovely jar of honey. Does Winnie the Pooh like honey? It is Winnie the Pooh, it's not Paddington. Paddington has marmalade. My combat prowess is unmatched. No one has ever seen a fighter as good as me. 112. Oh, got two votes for running, 1 for fighting. 2 votes for running, 1 for fighting the bear. Right, I've got a little timer on this poll so I can see when it's run for 60 seconds. Spear is here voting. Oh, he's tied it. He's tied it. We're going to have to roll the dice. We're going to roll the dice. To break the tie. Hello. Hello, Spear. Now, primo dice rolling skills. Odds run, evens fight. Evens, we are fighting a bear. We are going to fight the bear. Let's fight the bear. Happy days. I mean, we are a very good, very strong fighter. This should be fine. Here to see Pooh. I think we might be about to murder Pooh, I'm afraid. You have killed many beasts and monsters. A bear does not frighten you. You shout a taunt at it and raise your sword. We're going to assume that we kill it and turn to 69. Nice. I don't know what taunt we shouted at a bear. It's not very detailed in the fighting. The whole focus camera. Focus. There we go. Just says you shout a taunt, raise your sword, and then we win. So I'm not running away. 69. Sorry, bear. Sorry, we've murdered Winnie the Pooh. You have slain the bear. You search its den, but you find nothing of value. Oh, we've just murdered a bear for no reason. We fuss-rodarred it. Poor bear, he was just sitting in his tree. I wonder if we'll get punished for bear murder later in the story. That wasn't very nice. Loot the bear, get some fur. I mean, that would be good. That would be good. Wrath of Piglet. Tigger's gonna come and get me. I gotta fight the page. Spear, you've seen me be a murderess in many, many games. So, clearing 12, which is where we still are. We have a choice of 3 paths. They all seem rather, what is it described as? Swampy and hazardous. Choice of directions is north, east or west. Boom! Poll closed, we are going north. Oh boy, oh boy. This is an interesting looking room. This is clearing 17. It's clearing 17. If anyone else is drawing a map, I don't know why you would, but I said to map. Your map may be better than my map, so... Cat in chat. A chat cat. We went north. We notice that our path is crisscrossed by spider webs. There is a clearing ahead. Even before you enter it, you can see that the surrounding trees are thickly festooned with webs, and that there are many spiders there. In the centre of the clearing, there is a sumptuous pavilion, which seems to float above the marshy ground. It is silver grey and it shimmers like woven spider silk. Seated in the pavilion is a tall man. His thick beard and eyebrows are white, and his robe is as silver grey as his tent. Around his neck hangs a gleaming silver spider amulet. You know that you are in the presence of the Master of Spiders. As he regards you from his burning green eyes, you feel your brass ring warning you of evil, both. Spider-Man. There we go. Check out this fella. If killing with fire is an option, which it is, he might be nice. Just because he's evil doesn't mean he's terrible. Just because he's evil doesn't mean he's evil. Okay, I think he looks pretty nice. Right, options here are cast a magic spell, attack immediately, or talk to him in a friendly fashion. So will we cast a magic spell, attack him immediately, or talk to him in a friendly fashion? Magic spell, attack immediately. Talk in it. I love his chair. Do you think I could get... I just noticed this here. These spider leggies creeping out from behind his chair. Don't know about that. Don't know about that. There we go. Friendly chat. Friendly chat. So, Master of Spiders. I'm keeping my finger in the page in case he murders us. Ignoring the warning signal from your ring, you speak to the Master of Spiders in a friendly fashion. He answers very politely, asking you your business. As you start to reply, you feel a sharp pain at the back of your neck. The Master of Spiders laughs gleefully. You spin around and see a black spider as big as your hand dangling behind you. As its poison courses through your veins, you slump to the ground, unable to move. You see the Master of Spiders rummaging through your pack to see what loot he has captured. Then you feel yourself seized from behind. You are dragged up a tree, coated with spider silk and left to hang. In a week or two you will make a tasty meal for the spiders. Your adventure is over. King of the Spiders has killed us immediately. Good run, everyone. Good times. I've put the poll back up. Stop picking friendly chat. No, don't make me roll the dice, you guys. You're all scuppering me poll. You friendly chat. You all want to die again. If you all die again, I'll read it out again if that's what you want. If you just want me to read the same. No, I won't. We've got one vote. Look, I'll do this. There. Come on. Magic spells. We've got fire, ice, and illusion. So we'll probably have to choose one of those. Right, let's cast a magic spell. 74. Fire. It would seem wise. You decide to combat the evil Master of Spiders with a spell. Which one will you use? Now it offers me friendship, curse, and fire. We only have fire, so we will use fire. It would seem wise. 113. Fuego. My Spanish pronunciation. I don't know if that's Spanish or Portuguese or what. 113. Let's cast some fire on him. Spellcasting spider go. Spellcasting spray. SWAT. I think we're making some progress here. It occurs to you that spider webs are very inflammable. You cast the fire spell on the master of spiders. Instantly his robe catches fire. He screams horribly and falls to the ground. The flame spreads through the clearing. Sheets of fire rush up the trees, incinerating the foul creatures that lurk there. The heat is so intense that you abandon any idea of collecting loot. Your only thought is to escape. We lose 3 stamina points due to burns as we rush from the clearing. We never lose stamina points. We're fine. Right, we've murdered the master of spiders. Murdered the master of spiders. There are only 2 exits from this clearing. If you go north, you can go north or south. And we came from the south, so we're going north. Unless anyone wants to go back to a room with a dead bear. North, north, north. 388. Very near the back. Oh no, we've got another page with a picture on. Yeah, south takes us back to 12. We don't want to go there. Trolls. Trolls, I watch out for the trolls in my chat. Right, going north to clearing 24. After a short walk, you enter a pleasant grassy clearing. You see 2 other exits. You stand still for a moment, looking around you. Then you realise that there is something strange about the grass. It is growing up around you so fast that you can see the movement. As you watch, you see nippers form at the end of the stalks. They snap at you. You are in the middle of a patch of crabgrass. If you we can attack it. Attack with sword. Crabgrass. It's got little pincers. It's grabbing our feet. Do we attack it with a sword or do we cast a spell on it? A lawnmower would be extremely handy. A sword can be a lawnmower. Like a machete, like this. I'm going to count lawnmower as a choice for sword. Yeah, sword boots. Like a helicopter. It's quite good actually. You hack at the crabgrass. Crabgrass. You hack at the crabgrass with your sword. The nippers are easy to cut down, but more keep growing up around you. Fight the hungry lawn as though it was a single opponent. Of course, we win. We win. We hit it with our sword until it is no more. And then we go to a different Olace. You have destroyed the crabgrass. Yeet. I'm going to write crabgrass on my map. Map? I have no idea if these captions are remotely accurate. I imagine they are not. We have destroyed the crabgrass. You have no doubt that it is dead. You search the clearing. On a tree you find some scorched lettering. Beware of orcs. That is all. You leave. 3 exits from the clearing. We can go south, east or west. Now, we came from the south, so pick east or west. No north. I mean, you can try and go north, Spear. You'll be there a while. You're choosing east because you have more space on your map that way. Okie dokie. Which way is east? East. I've got to write a little east. East. Right. Do you think this map like lines up in a nice tidy grid when you do it all? Because so far mine looks like this. And if it all ends up lining up, that would be extremely satisfying. East, 290. You can see signs that others have walked this way recently. Ahead is another clearing. This is clearing 26. As you enter the clearing, an arrow whizzes past your head. You see 3 mangy-looking swamp orcs armed with bows. An arrow whizzes past my head. The other 2 let the arrows fly. Yuria asks us, we have an inventory check here. If we have the golden magnet charm, we go to 83. We don't have the golden magnet charm, so let's turn to the other way. I want a golden magnet charm. If I die, it'll suddenly turn out that I found it in my bag. You dodge to the side, 1 arrow misses you, the other nicks your arm. What will we do? Attack with our sword? Use a magic spell? Or run for our lives? How dare you? How dare you tie the vote spear? How dare you? How very dare you? I'm going to roll the dice. 1 and 2 for attack. 3 and 4 for magic. 5 and 6 for run. 6. Okay, we're running. We're running. We are running away. If we can. Spear wins. Jeez it! Right, we can go north, south or west. Alright, west is where we came from, so... Let's see if Spear votes, or if he's only voting to tie it. When there's an option of 3. If you go too far north, well, yeah, the edge of the paper. You can't go past the edge of the map. Right. Odds north, even south. Evens, we're going south. South. 53. Additional sheets of paper. I'd literally have to go and find another piece of paper upstairs if I can't fit this all on here. And that would be... Wow, this is a picture. Okay, we met the Master of Spiders. We are about to meet another dude. As you follow the path southward, you hear the croaking of thousands of frogs. Tiny ones, huge ones, and all sizes in between. The path leads into a clearing dotted with little pools. This is clearing 8. Master of Puppets. At first, all you see is a number of huge mushrooms, and then you realise that there is a man sitting on one of them. He is very short but stout, with snapping black eyes and a wide mouth. Around his neck there hangs a silver amulet in the shape of a frog, and sitting on the ground either side of him are 2 huge green bullfrogs. I am the Master of Frogs, he greets you. What brings you to my home? Frog champ! Oh my gosh, don't. Here we go. That's who we have just met. Right, options here. He's politely asked what brings you to my home. We can greet him in return, or we can simply attack him. I love him. I love the art in these books. It's great though. Look, so you can see the amulet. It's pretty cool. Sorry, General Frog. Right, we're going to greet him. Okay. Let's see if greeting him gets us murdered this time. Because Spider Lad wasn't keen on that. Does look like a Solarian. Mordin the Frog. I've forgotten the number I'm going to. Oh, we're going to number 13. I am a fighter on a quest, you reply. Your ring is not warning you of evil, so you feel safe speaking to the Master of Frogs. We are in the service of Poomchucker, so we turn to 376. You tell him that you are only trying to get to Willowbend and back. A look of surprise appears on his froggy face. Willowbend lies far to the north and west, he says. You seem like a nice sort, though, so I will tell you something. Do not follow the will-o'-the-wisp, or your life will be forfeit. Now, good day, I have work to do. Abruptly he vanishes. His frogs croak loudly and hop away. You look around the clearing, but find nothing at all. The only path leads back to the north. You turn around and head back toward the place where you met the swamp orcs. Poom chucker. Poom chucker of pooms. We are in the clearing where we met the swamp orcs. Turn to 281 and we have to fight them as they were when we escaped from them. Of course we're going to win, but here we go. You charge the swamp orcs. They are surprised at your bravery, but they drop their bows and grasp their own weapons. You are fortunate that they are not skilled fighters, because they will attack all at once. Each swamp orc has a separate attack and each attack round, but you must choose which of the three you will fight. And we win! Turn to 135. We have defeated the swamp orcs, so they're dead. If we come back there, they're dead. 135, 135, 135. We have beat the orcs. We have beat the orcs. You search the bodies of the dead swamp orcs. Their weapons are of poor quality, and their provisions are too disgusting to touch. Yeah, it does sound like a lad's night out. However, one of them has a few gold pieces which you add to your store, and another one has a crude map. Comparing it with your own, you soon find your present location, but you learn little that is new. However, directly to the south there is a picture of a frog with a crown over its head. We know that, we've been there. So, the only option left to go from here that we haven't already been is north. So I'm going north. We're in clearing 3. We've made it to clearing 3. There is nothing here. There are 3 exits. South, east and west. Now, Froggy Guy said to go north and west, didn't he? So, I'm gonna go west, if that is just... if yeah, I'm just gonna go west. 118. We've got further in this one than we did in the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, I think. Because I think by this point I was just yelling at the book. Yeah, west. You can see that ahead of you, 2 other paths join yours in a small clearing. Of course they do. We are in clearing 13. No crossroads. No crossroads. You feel a prickling sensation around your brass ring. Pardon me. Looking down, you see dozens of small scorpions scuttling towards you. These are better crossroads. We found the scorpions. This is where we test our luck. We roll the dice. Very lucky. 270. Your reactions are quick. You have time to decide how to deal with the scorpions. Do we stamp on them and strike them with your sword? Cast a fire spell, which technically we don't have. Or leap over them to safety. So, scorpions, and no, the option didn't add itself. Scorpions are biting. We will stamp on them and strike with a sword, cast a fire spell, bit cheaty, or leap over them to safety. I'm going to take a little drink while that poll rolls around to a minute. Right, leaping over to safety, 377. Roll 2 dice. Okay. If the total is less than or equal to your stamina, you'll jump over them. If the total is greater than your stamina, you do not leap quite far enough and you are stung. If you are still alive, turn to 319. Ooh, there we go. Good numbers. We did very well. Still alive, 319. Hurriedly, you choose an exit. Will we go north, east, or west? You don't want to go east. North or west. It would be really cool if we get through it. Look, I just found the price. You can tell it's from a different time. Focus, focus. Camera. Come on, camera. Okay, well, the price is £1.95. Making your authentically. You leaned in to read it like, ooh. The camera just doesn't want to. Right, we are going north. 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 Turn to 138. Ahead of you there is an opening in the trees. You investigate. You are in clearing 35. You can see the wide Foulbrood River, running east and west. A great stone bridge crosses the river. It looks totally deserted. If you go on the bridge, turn to 101. If you distrust the bridge and would rather turn around. Right, so there's a river going east and west. We can cross the river on the bridge, or we can say that looks a bit suspicious and turn around and go back the other way. The bridge is old, but it is in good repair, so we can go. It asks me to choose again, do I go north or back south? So I'm just going to carry on to the north because I've come onto the bridge. I'm not going to change my mind. North 350 north. You die. Don't. Okay, we might be in a spot of bother, to be honest. Clearing 16. You are in a clearing where one huge tree rises from the hard bare ground. In the tree is a gigantic nest made of sticks. You stop to look at the great nest, then you hear a rushing of wings behind you. A huge eagle is hovering over the clearing, watching you. Now it asks me if I have parrot feathers or a silver bird amulet, and I don't have either of them, so I have no option but to turn to 233. So a big bird is looking at us. I'll show you the picture. I didn't show you the picture. It's pretty good. Pretty good tree action. It's pretty good. We don't have feathers or amulets. So 233. Yeah, I have, but there's different paths and everything. So this is the person who recommended this to me said it had high replayability, and now I see why. It's pretty cool. The eagle lands on a branch of the tree and watches you. Its gaze is fierce, and its great hooked beak opens and closes threateningly. We have two options. We can attack it or back away cautiously. 2 votes for 1. Attacky time. Now we just keep turning up and annoying people and attacking them. It's marvellous. And of course we are the greatest fighter. Big Bird. The eagle knows that you are an enemy and attacks. You have no chance to escape, for it is larger and faster than you. You must trust your sword. And we slay the eagle. This might be a friend, but I'm auto-winning all fighting. You have killed the eagle. If you would like to climb up and examine its nest, or leave. Well, I'm not gonna not examine its nest. I hope chat doesn't mind me just going ahead and examining the nest here. Easy game. Easy game. 73. This might not be good. Oh, we have to test our luck. And of course we're very lucky. We get to the nest safely. Looped about one of the branches, you find a heavy gold chain. Nice, we have some loot. We climb down and leave. I'm taking the chain. Turn to 202. So I've murdered a bird and got a chain. You have no reason to linger. You have a choice of 3 paths. It offers me south, but I'm not taking south because that's where we came from. So east or west? East or west? Murder birder. A goldy looking chain in that nest. Oh, goldy looking chain. Guns don't kill birds, Tani does. 4 west. 4 Tani's choice west. 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 Oh my days. Oh my days. I went west, if anyone's wondering and drawing a map. The trail takes you to a small open spot where, years ago, a great tree fell and dragged down several others. This is clearing 32. As you approach, you hear the sound of fighting. You step round a tree to see a giant scorpion fighting a dwarf who is wearing leather armour. The dwarf is in trouble. As you rush towards the fight, the scorpion catches the dwarf's neck in one of its claws and throws him to the ground, where he lies still. You doubt that you have any magic spells which would be worth using on this enemy. If you we can choose to leave the clearing while the monster feasts on the dwarf, or we can attack. Leave this poor dwarf. We've got an art. We've got an art. This little guy here. This little guy. Look at his little face. Oh, now you focus, book. Mr. Pinchy. Snip snap. Finish pole. Good. Right. Leave or attack. Odds leave. Even attack. Odds leave. Even attack. Where did the pole go? Okay. Odds leave. Even attack. We're leaving. We are leaving. We are leaving this poor dwarf. Okay. Leave the clearing. 88. We came from the east, so we're going north. I'm gonna run out of paper. I feel like I should have made my paper the other way around. We are going north. Leaving that poor dwarf to his grisly demise. Oh, we are at a crossroads. We are literally at a crossroads. Okay. This place doesn't have a number. Is this like Snake? It's like hell. End of game. Oh, I've still got a centimetre at the top of the paper. No, we don't want to go south. I'm gonna go west. I'm going west. 218. 218. I'm going west. I'm taking it. Game over, man. Game over. The path widens into another clearing. You are in clearing 15. You see that there is one other path leading out. Then off to the side you see a dim glow. Where are we? One other path leading out. Off to the side you see a dim glow. It is a ball of dancing light, or will-o'-the-wisp. It hovers at the western edge of the clearing, then moves back a few meters. Will-o'-the-wisp hovers at the western edge of the clearing and then moves back a few meters. You can now see what may be another path, somewhat murky and overgrown, where the will-o'-the-wisp is dancing. It seems to want to show you something. Will you follow it, or will you go on? We've been warned about the will-o'-the-wisp. I'm not going to run a poll for this one because we've been warned about the will-o'-the-wisp, and will-o'-the-wisps are naughty creatures. So I, as a wise adventurer, will ignore it. Although I might peek at the number for it and see if we died, if we went that way. It leads you into a load of mud where we would have died, but we have the ring, so we turn around and come back. So there we go. So we are choosing wisely, not getting our boots muddy, and going south. This is clearing 28. But now we have more mud. We are back in the mud. After all, it is a swamp. Mud bath time. Mudslide. Thinking of the Blue Tones song. You are in a particularly marshy area. The ground squishes under your feet. The path bends slightly and runs alongside a large pool. You can see that there is one other exit from this clearing. The surface of the pool ripples nastily, and green slime coats the water. You would never drink out of this pool, you are sure. Suddenly, the scum on top of the pool seems to pull together. To your amazement, it heaves itself out of the water and onto the path, blocking your way. It is a viscous lump of slime, 2 meters wide, and it gives off a fetid odour as it oozes slowly towards you. You wouldn't download a pool. You wouldn't download a pool. I would if I could. Running away, trying to jump over it, attacking with a sword, or using a magic spell. We're going for the old hoppity hop, are we? The hippity hop. I'll not start that weird rap. Hopping over it. If I saw a big viscous lump of slime coming towards me, I don't think I'd try and jump over it. Okay, but we can. In this case, we can. We are rolling for luck, and as usual, we are extremely lucky. If we had been unlucky, we would have landed right on top of the slime. But we are extremely lucky and jump right over it. Add 2 luck points. 6 is all the way. 153. I haven't had to turn back 500 pages yet like I did in the other one. Right, there's only one way to go, because the other one's the way we came. So we are going west. The trail winds about, but you keep to it faithfully, skirting a great shelf fungus and the tiny creatures dining on it. You approach another clearing. This is clearing 10. You can hear the sound of voices ahead of you. Cautiously, you peer around a tree. You see a group of 5 men. You guess that they are brigands from their dress and rough speech. The brass ring is not warm, so you know that these men are not really evil. On the other hand, there is no need to be foolish. We can turn around, go back the way we came, charge at them, yelling and waving a sword, cast a spell from our hiding place, or step out confidently and greet them. Rain is absolutely trying to get us murdered. Charge with sword or sneaky spell. Okay, there's only... I think I'm gonna have to roll the dice to choose between these. So... yeah, okay, it doesn't count, but it might if we die now. Okay, evens, charge with sword, odds, cast sneaky spell. Evens, charge with sword, rain wins. Let's charge with sword. See how this goes, running up brigands with a sword. We are testing our luck. Of course, we're very, very lucky. It's extraordinarily lucky journey, this. Extraordinarily lucky. This is quite funny. When they see you charging towards them, waving your sword, their nerve breaks. All 5 of the brigands dive into the trees at the side of the clearing. You do not stop for an instant. You run through the clearing shouting and out onto the pathway at the other end. The brigands are too stunned to think of pursuing you. Turn to 19. So we are going north. We are just running through, killing animals, yelling at men. 1 piece of loot picked up so far. I'm thinking, anyway, where was I? Follow the path northward. Gradually it becomes wider and the swamp less dismal. The marsh slowly turns into forest, and before long you see a sign ahead of you. This way to Willowbend. We haven't been to Willowbend before. A few minutes later you hear human voices and meet a party of foresters. You walk with them to the town of Willowbend. After your adventures you only want to find an inn and get a good night's sleep. The foresters tell you that there are 3 inns in Willowbend. You're gonna have to choose my pub. We can go to the Black Bear, the Bent, I can't type, the Bent Spear, or Tancred's Flying Horse. Which inn will we stay in? The Black Bear, the Bent Spear, or Tancred's Flying Horse? It's gotta be Tancred's Flying Horse, hasn't it? It's got to be. Or as the web captioner says, how the hell does the subtitles thing know the word Tancred's Flying Horse? Someone's played this before. Let's go to the Flying Horse, 289. Anyway, the Flying Horse was the least costly of the inns, so you go there. Indeed, they offer you lodging for only half a gold piece. You go upstairs to your room and fall asleep as soon as your head hits the pillow. In the middle of the night, you are awakened by a burning sensation on your finger. The brass ring is warning you of evil. You leap from your bed, grabbing your sword, and a shadowy figure flees from the room. Barring the door, you go back to bed. You awake the next morning feeling rested. But you find that the thief you frightened away had stolen some of your belongings. Lose any 2 magical gems, artifacts, or other items except your brass ring. Test your luck. I'm very lucky, and I don't think I lost anything. They stole that fire gem that I'd used, and it was rubbish. It's fine. It's fine. Lucky. 150. The street leading to the edge of town is full of little shops, and one sign catches your eye instantly. Halikar, dealer in potions and spells. You go in. Halikar proves to be a pleasant young man. He is a neutral wizard and can only sell neutral spells. You do not have enough gold pieces to deal with him, but some of the items you picked up in the swamp will interest him. 1 item. You lay them on his table. Each of the following, if you have it, can be exchanged for 1 magical gem containing a neutral spell. A violet jewel, a gold chain, any of the silver amulets from the masters, a golden magnet, or the horn of a unicorn. Wow, we missed a load. Halikar can sell you no more than 3 spells. Well, we've just got an extra... we don't have a gold chain now, but we have an extra spell. Leave the shop, going south. We head back into the swamp. Yeah, we set fire to that guy with 1 amulet, didn't we? But that's... now I know what they're for. You swap them for more spells. Neutral spell makes your gearbox go wrong. We made it. We made it to Willowbend. I fear we have to make our way back. But we have a map. Okay, okay, yeah. You see that you are approaching the spot where you first met the brigands. If you parted from them in friendship, go one way. If you fled from them, tricked them, or killed some of them... 2, 3, 0, 1. Okay. So we're back at number 10. There are 2 brigands resting in the clearing, which seems to be their meeting place. When they see you, they scramble to their feet and attack. You must fight them both. We will kill them. 246. 246. Extraordinary mastership of the sword. We murder the brigands. Well, they're... yeah, I mean... just run through them waving a sword. You search the bodies of the dead brigands. One of them has a jar of powder. It smells like bitter herbs. If you leave it alone and continue, if you try a little of it on your wounds... do another one. Leave herbs. Try herbs on wounds. There we go. That's our options. Magic. Kill a couple of guys, find a jar of powder on them, and do we just start rubbing that into our gammy legs? Is that what we're doing? And maybe we'll get just dissolved, burned to a crisp by this powder. 67. Sure enough, it is a healing mixture. You use it all, you feel your strength return, gain 2 stamina points. Turn to 19. Murdering guys, taking their magical powder. There are 2 paths heading out of the clearing. We know which way we're going. East. See, I did actually draw a map. See, there's me map. But we do have to make our way back to Poomchucker. This is the place where you met the slime. We didn't kill it, we jumped over it. Turn back to 336 and decide how you will deal with it. Oh, see, this is what happened now, where we lazily left monsters all in our path back. There's only one path. 336. Magic spell. Right, we're back at the slime. Slimy slime. We can run away, jump over it again, attack with sword, or magic spell. You can both see and hear me. Good, good, good. It's just the website then. Let's deal with this slime. We've got to vote for hop. Hoppity hop. Attacking with sword. So I'm going to have to roll the old dice. Odds for hopping over it. Evens for poking a sword at a pile of slime. Evens for poking a sword with into a pile of slime. And 7-1. The slime is very strong, but almost mindless. Kill the slime. You did win a roll. Turn to 38. I want to meet the frog guy again. The slime is dead. Its remains melt and putrefy while you are watching. The smell is unbearable. Turn to page 153. You leave the clearing as quickly as possible. North, 218. 218, 218, north, 2, clearing 15. Clearing 15, little dot. That's where I am. Will-o'-the-wisp is here. We ignore it. We go east. 121. We are at the crossroads. We go south. We are just going literally back the way we came. Clearing 32. Small open spot where years ago a great tree fell down and dragged down several things. We're back where we left that dwarf, you know. So I have to turn to a different page. We're back where the scorpion was fighting the dwarf, and we did not help. You recognise the clearing where you met the scorpion and the dwarf. There is nothing left now but a few scraps of bone and leather armour. Poor dwarf. Scorpion's gone, it seems. Leave the clearing. Go east. 331. I can't believe we might be about to finish one of these books. 331. You're back in the clearing where the great eagle nested. All you see is the old tree and the nest. We fought the eagle, didn't we? We did fight the eagle. Like absolute mad lads. You have no reason to linger. There was a path there we didn't take. But I'm gonna go south. 138. Clearing 35. We got the river. I'm just gonna go back the exact same way I came, because I can't recall a time I've finished one of these books properly. I still have cheated, but I want to get to the end of it. So where are we? 35. Go on the bridge. We go south. 118. This is just going to be me saying numbers now until I get to the end of the book. We are in clearing 13. This also has a path we didn't take. You have been here before. Turn to 303. You have returned to the clearing where you met the horde of scorpions. You look around anxiously to see whether they are still about. Yes, the scorpions are still about, coming towards you from all sides. You are ready for them this time. Stamp and sword. Fire spell. Jumpy over. Right, scorpions, little nippy scorpions. We stamp on them and strike them with a sword. Cast a fire spell or leap over them to safety. Fire spell. Come on then, let's go for it. Let's cast this. We'll assume that's what we swapped the gold chain for, and that's how we have one. 110. You know that the only magic likely to help you against the crawling multitude is a fire spell. Quickly, you cast it. A ring of fire blooms in the grass around your feet. It spreads for a moment and then goes out. But the scorpions have been driven back. You dash out of the clearing before they can attack you again. Great success. But now we don't have any fire. Now we don't have any fire. Hurriedly we choose an exit. Clearing 3. See nothing but 3 exits. There is a way we didn't go there as well, but we will go back south. 290. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Back to where the swamp orcs were. Swamp orcs. Clearing 26. We have been here before, so we turn the number again. It's making me turn a lot of pages now. We killed the orcs. 309. We go west from here to number 24. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get there. This is the crabgrass room, but we have been here before. I think we hit it with swords. I didn't write down whether I killed it, but I presume that we did. We killed it. 187. This is great. It's a really nice walk back from Willow Bend. There's nothing there. So we go south to 144. Just clearing 17 where the Spider Master was. We have been here before. 345. Ah, we have a problem. As you approach the spot where you defeated the evil master of spiders, you begin to feel very hot. Entering the clearing, you see it is full of roaring flames. You cannot pass. Turn to 165 and leave the clearing by the same path on which you entered. We're back to crabgrass. We have made a fire so large that we can't get back. Sorry, it's leading me on a merry dance around now because it won't let me go that way. So we have to go west. Yes, west. We haven't been here. So, for map fans, we are going west from 24. This is clearing 5. The knotted trees give way before you and you enter another clearing. You realise immediately that there has been a battle here. The ground is torn up, blood is splashed over the dank swamp grass, and you can see 2 arrows sticking in a tree not far away. We have choices. We can examine the clearing to see what we can find, or leave as quickly as possible. Those are our options. 2 votes for examining. And that's gonna be a consensus. Hope we don't get murdered. We've got a picture. We haven't had a picture for ages. You decide to look around the clearing. Perhaps there is someone who needs your help, or something that can help you. Almost immediately you stumble over the body of a swamp orc. Quickly you search the loathsome carcass, but you find nothing of value. Then you see a wounded man leaning against a tree. You hasten to help him, but when you reach his side you find that he is already dead. 3 arrows have pierced his chest. 2 more orcs lie at his feet. They paid dearly for his life. You see no packs or weapons. The surviving orcs must have looted the scene before leaving. You decide to give the fallen fighter what burial you can. As you do so, you see a golden pendant shaped like a small magnet hanging around his neck. You can leave it or add it to your possessions. Here he is. I can't set fire to him. Book won't let me. But he's got a golden magnet around his neck. That's where it came from, yeah. So we can take it or we can leave it. I think what we'll do is we'll say that we have it if we need it, but I don't think we will. He has been extremely long range stabbed. Extremely. 2, 2, 7. Clearing 5. I don't quite know how I'm going to get back. There are 3 paths leading out of the clearing. The one that leads east, we don't want to go there. Go north or west? I'm going west, because north is not the right way. 320. We're finding all the things that we didn't find on our way up. The path dips slightly downwards and leads to a grassy clearing. This is clearing 29. In the middle of the clearing lies a white creature. At first you think it is a horse, but when it turns to face you, you realise that it is a unicorn. It's very cool. I like unicorns. It appears to be wounded. Great claw marks score its flank, but it gets to its feet and lowers its horn at you, snorting a challenge. Options are run away, fight it, or cast a spell. Spells we have are ice and illusion. All votes for 3. There we go. Cast a spell. Turn to 119. Okay, the spells it offers us to cast are friendship, fear, bless, or fire. So we can either say that we have fire or choose something else. We can say we have fire. We have fire. 337. I don't know if fire is going to work on a unicorn. You cast the fire spell on the unicorn. Its mane blazes briefly, but the unicorn's own magic soon negates the spell. You must fight. You've picked a fight with a unicorn, guys. but we are very, very strong warriors. You draw your sword and await the unicorn's charge. You are fortunate that the creature is already badly wounded. You've never fought a unicorn and you're not starting now. You got to. You cast a spell on it. And you've made it cross. We fight it for 2 rounds. And we slay it. Kill the unicorn. Look at that. Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Okay, cool, Rain. Have a good sleep. I hope it is restful. Unicorn picked a fight with the fire. It is true. Unicorn should have just stayed sitting down. But now we've killed a unicorn. I don't know how I feel about that. Knowing that the horn of a unicorn has great magical powers, you cut off its horn and put it in your pack. It's given us an option of leaving or searching the clearing. So I'm gonna just kind of speed it up a bit because the stream might cut out on me and I kind of want to finish this. So we're gonna search the clearing. I'm gonna search the clearing very swiftly. 86. Test our luck. Very lucky. 189. At the base of a tree near the edge of the clearing, you notice a spot that seems to have been disturbed. You dig and find 2 spell gems, one for friendship and one for luck. Friendship. Luck. And away we go. 4 exits. Oh lord. North, south, east or west. I'm going south because I want to get back to Poomchucker. The path, we went south from 29. The path narrows menacingly. You wonder for a second if you have reached a dead end. Then it becomes wider again and you step into a very small clearing. You are in clearing 18. You see several unusual trees around you. They are dark green and rather small with snaky limbs. And they are moving. You are being attacked by the dreaded sword trees. They are all around you now. This picture is really cool because they've got the faces on them. I love that. We have to fight them. So we have a sword or a spell. That is the choices. Push the trees away. Well, we can push them away with a sword. Chop them down. Oh, spells we have are ice, illusion, and friendship. You're picking swords? Swords is good. I kind of wanted to cast friendship on them because that would be cool. But we will sword them to 28. But we are naturally very good swordsmen. There are several sword trees. You fight them as a single opponent. You are lucky in that they cannot see you. They attack by sound. However, there are several trees, each with many bladed branches. We defeat them and turn to 362. I only just got friendship from the unicorn. I murdered it and got friendship. You skillfully wield your mighty sword. The sword trees are no match for your prowess, naturally, and soon each reaching limb has been lopped off. You look around the clearing, you find nothing except a few seeds that look as though they might have come from the sword trees. You pocket them and go on. Sword tree seeds. Okay. 22. Even as you pocket the seeds, you see new growth stirring at the base of the trees. We leave quickly. We don't want to go north. We can go south or west. I don't want to go west. I'm going south. You have crossed several shallow streams, but now you have faced... Yeah, I'm hoping... If this map all lines up in a nice tidy grid, we're nearly there. We have crossed several shallow streams, but now we are faced with a deeper one in clearing 34. We see movement in the water below, and you are not sure that you care to wade across. We have a spell we can cast ice or wade across this river thing that has movement in it. Wait, it gives me three options. One is use ice, one is use wither, and we don't have wither because we're not evil, or we haven't met anybody evil. Or wading, see? Ice, wither, or wading. It's gonna be ice. It's gonna be ice. 3, 2, 1. Finish ball. Ice. Cast ice. Turn to 370. The ice spell... How can I go south from here? The ice spell creates a solid bridge which you can cross easily. You may travel north or south from here. There's no fish. There's only monsters. Or maybe they just freeze. They don't get hurt, they just freeze, and when you defrost them they're fine. Or snacks. Fish fingers, fish sticks. My map's doing the same thing, Theoban. My map's doing the same thing. So I'm going south, I guess. We're in clearing 4. I'm going to run out of paper now this time. According to my map, I've just gone south of clearing 1. 34 was next to it. Anyway. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. We enter a medium-sized clearing containing a small house built of logs. Clearing 4. You hear the low growling of a dog. Then you see that it is not a dog, but a wolf, watching you from beside the house. The door opens and a big, burly man steps out. Another wolf follows him. The man carries a sword and is dressed as a forester, but you know from the silver wolf amulet he wears that he is the master of wolves. You hail him in a friendly fashion. Look at this handsome fella. With some wolves. Wolfram. Right. You hail him in a friendly fashion. He answers gruffly, ordering you away. Do we obey and leave? Cast a spell? Or attack him? I see no reason to pick a fight with him. We're just trying to get back with our map. With our cool map. See, if I knew, JC, if I knew what spell it would let me cast. Let's see if it'll let me. We can cast friendship. If we choose a spell, we can cast friendship. We don't have the other spells, so it's the only one we could cast would be friendship. So Siobhan, if you want to change your vote, you can at this point. And I will pretend that the poll is correct. Yes, right, cast spell. 191. We cast friendship on Wolf Guy. You cast the friendship spell on the Master of Wolves and wait anxiously. Will it work? Suddenly he starts to laugh. Come in, come in. He ushers you into his home, and the wolves stand aside. If you would like to launch a surprise attack, we can, or we follow him and talk to him. Now he's being our friend and we could actually speak to him. We could have a chat. Imagine attacking him now. That would be rubbish. Chat with him. 172. You talk for some time. The Master of Wolves advises you, take the easy way across the river. Don't look for traps where none exist. He also teaches you a word that you can pronounce when threatened by wolves, which will make them friendly. Finally, you must leave. 314. Take our leave. What a nice man. What a nice man. East. The options are north or east, so I'm going east because that looks like the end of the game to my map. It's not sending me to the last page of the book though. Okay, well my map is wrong. You are in clearing 1. My map was wrong after all that. I've got a big scribble at the bottom of it where I've had to fix it. Congratulations, Theopan, on having the correct map. I messed mine up right at the beginning. We still have to choose the thing we're going to step across. 58. This is the big one where we stepped across or jumped onto a squidgy bit. 58. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Here we go. I'm going south. It seems to become lighter as you walk along. Through the trees above you, you suddenly catch a glimpse of blue sky. A few minutes later, you see an opening in the trees, and when you step through, you realize that you have left the swamp. We could turn around and go back in. But if we are ready to return and report the outcome of our quest, we turn to 159. I am so ready to report the outcome of my quest. Swamp for suckers. You feel that you have done all you can. Now you must return to your patron and report your success or your failure. Else you can fail and still come back. I guess if you walk in and then walk straight back out. It's sorry, mate. Let's go and see Puumchucka. You make your way across the fields, along the winding roads, towards the village marketplace. There stands the house of Puumchucka, just as you left it. You knock on the door and the goblin girl admits you. She takes you to Puumchucka's library. There he sits, swathed in a silken robe. Well, how did it go? He booms. Did you bring me a map of the path to Willowbend? If you reached Willowbend in your travels, turn to 158. So you can actually turn round without a map. You smile broadly and pull a tattered piece of parchment out of your pocket. It is the map that you faithfully kept on your journey. Clearly marked on it are the paths on which you travelled and clearings where you fought. Each hazard is indicated. As you explain it to Puumchucka, he is more and more delighted. Finally, he claps you on the back, and although you were strong, you stagger. We did. Wonderful, he says. Perfect. He reaches into a drawer and brings out a huge emerald. Call it a bonus, he laughs. My first caravan will leave tomorrow. You will be my guest here for as long as you like, and half of my savings for a year are yours, just as I promised. You smile and thank him. You are pleased to find out the mysterious Puumchucka is an honourable man. Maybe someday you'll know him better. But for now, your quest is a success, and your adventure is at an end. Yes! We finished it! Holy moly! Actually finished Scorpion Swamp. There we go. Kev42 on YouTube recommended that one. So thank you to Kev42. Really enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who's joined in with the decision making. I hope you've had a nice time. I've had a nice time. It's a thrilling fantasy adventure in which you, that's you, are the hero. I have a couple more of these books lying around. We may get round to them at some point. And if we do, I hope you will join me then. And until then, have fun. Thank you again. And see you around.